G'day guys, welcome back to another episode of Modified. We got a D23, we're in Victoria, it's very wet. Let's meet the owner and find out what this D23 is all about. Hey Mick.
Welcome to the Otways.
Very wet Otways.
It's very wet, we've had a lot of rain.
D23, first one.
Ooh, lucky me.
Modified.
Nice.
What are we set up for?
Yeah, a bit of touring, four-wheel driving, high country stuff.
I don't actually know what kind of motor's in this.
It's a 2.3 litre, just a four-cylinder, yeah, so.
Hence the D23.
Correct, yeah.
Should have known. That's a Rhino bar.
Yep.
Tell us about it, mate. Why you haven't gone for the hoops?
Well, yeah, I like the look of the sleek look. Yeah, it's clean, works to the body, or like follows all the lines and stuff really well.
Looks factory, doesn't it? Looks
yeah,
nice.
Yeah, and the color code, yeah, it's just another option you can do. You can get it black, you can get the center all chrome as well, or you can get this with no hoop and just have just the bar only.
Tell us about your winch.
Yeah, so that's a Rhino 4x4 as well, 12,000 pound. Yeah, definitely used that a few times, a couple of hairy situations. And yeah, pulled my brother Dave out a few times as well. So
Have you pulled yourself out?
I have, yeah. A couple of hairy situations, like up on the side of a hill, and yeah, 3 wheels, 1 wheel in the air, and gets a heartbeat going. Does come with the Rhino bash plate as well. That's like 5mm thick alloy.
That is a big dog, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
And you've used it?
I have, yes. Rhino side steps, mate. Yeah, good thing to have. That'll definitely save the seals. Full length, yeah, front to back. Definitely helps, you know, getting into the car, loading stuff on the roof.
Speaking of the roof.
Yes, roof platform. This is the Trail Max roof platform. Yeah, it's got the recessed lights in the back. Got my exit tracks mounted to the top there. Yeah, just straight out pull awning. Normally throw the swag up there when we go on trips, and it's grass. This is my Rhino rear bar. It's got integrated recovery points, and it's also got the integrated tow bar as well. It actually works well with the tray as well. And the bar is made out of, yeah, solid steel.
This episode of Modified is brought to you by the Terrain Tamer e-store, the leaders in four-wheel drive replacement parts. So if you're building a four-wheel drive right now, they're probably worth checking out because they will have what you need. All right, guys, let's get back to the episode. Mick's just put the pies in the oven. He's going to run us through his canopy setup. It's a very compact setup, but there's a lot in there. Take it away, Mick.
That's it, mate. So I've just put lunch on for us. This is essentially, yeah, the kitchen side of the canopy. I got the 85 litre Bushman upright fridge. With packing and stuff, like I've got these little tubs, that sort of holds it all together as well, like all your smaller stuff. When it's full of cans as well, I've also got like a spring-loaded curtain rod here, so that'll just sit in there and hold them all back tight. As you take stuff out, you just the next day before you get moving again, you just repack it. It's so easy to access. It's better than your chest freezers and fridges. How you actually got to dig out stuff to pull it all out. Whereas all you have to do here is open the door. It's there, grab it, and you're out. And even cleaning it, just turn it off, wipe it all out, leave the door open, let it dry out and whatever for a bit, and then that's done. Pull out table, which is all custom made from Mox Welding Fabrication in Pakenham. Basically, it's so easy to use. Got the ARB twin compressor in the back there. Air outlet down the bottom here. For the driver's side, basically just the storage side for camping gear. It's so much more user-friendly over the tub. Everything's out of the weather and dry. Can basically stack it straight to the roof. Then the tray itself, it's all custom built. Myself and my father-in-law built it in his shed. It's 1650 long by 1800 wide. One weekend decided that we wanted to build a tray for it. 2 weeks later it was built. Made it to suit the guards and the under tray boxes from Fuse Fabrication, and then just bought a TC Boxes canopy to fit.
Got a question about the canopy.
Yeah, mate.
You've gone for, what do you call this, a 3/4?
Yeah, it's basically 1200 long.
Normally you would see tyres in the back. You kept this space for storage, I take, because you got these
tie down points.
Yep. And you got the spare tyre underneath.
Correct, yeah. The plan was to put the spare on the back. Then I was going to do jerry can holders on the back, but obviously I'm going to go for the long range tank now. So it's basically just going to be for firewood, and whatever else.
You put the cooker here sometimes and cook.
I do, yeah. It's good bench space as well. So
yeah, it is.
It's not a bad idea.
And then forcing yourself to keep the weight down too, eh?
Correct, yeah.
That water tank you spoke about, the 40 litre, where is it actually? Is it underneath the tray or?
Yeah, mounted underneath the tray up the front, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
IFS vehicle. Tell us about the front end.
Yes, so we've got a Outback Armour 2-inch coilover, Black Hawk upper control arms. The front end's set at about 3-inch at the moment. Ride isn't too bad. Upper control arms just helps with your droop, otherwise it hits the top of the strut tower. Just the height, just to clear the bigger tyres as well.
Is there anything else like a drop down diff kit or anything?
Like a diff drop and stuff, you can get them, yes.
Found it necessary in this?
Not yet, no.
Okay.
And on the back, yeah, same deal. Just got I got a 4-inch coil in here, just for when I did the tray.
Is it a pretty comfy ride, this vehicle?
It's not too bad. At the start, it was really rough in the front end, but now it's definitely settled and rides a lot better.
Is there anything you'd change on the suspension if you were going to?
Yes, absolutely. I would put either, like the longer travel flexi kit in the rear, but then again, I'm thinking about doing airbags as well, just to cope with the extra weight of the tray.
When you load it up, basically?
When it's loaded, on trips and stuff like that.
Great.
Tyres are a 295/70 R18. They're a mud terrain Nexon. Tyre noise is pretty up there at the moment. Would I go them again? Yeah, they actually haven't been too bad. They've worn pretty well. I've probably done about 20-odd thousand Ks on them. Got a ROH trophy wheel, positive 30 they are, 18/9.
Tell us about your tyre pressures. What do you do on the highway?
Highway, I run about 38 to 40.
And on the beach?
Beach, I'd probably go down to around 12, 15, depending on how soft the sand is.
What about out here in the Otways?
Otways, being mud, I'd say around the 15, 16 PSI mark. And then same as like the high country, that's probably pretty much my go-to.
Thank you.
Yeah, check.
This is Donny Roll. Is there a Delta 23 out there, over?
Yeah, copy, mate.
Oh, yeah, the big Delta 23. Hey, mate, tell us what radio
Are you talking to me on right now?
Yeah, just got the GME head unit. And also just running the RFI antenna, the 6.2 dBi.
Mate, tell them it's a 6.6.
You've just been corrected by your brother off camera here, said 2.6. 6.6. 6.6.
Yeah, I got the numbers muckled up.
Oh no, it's a 5 dBi. The old GME was a 6.6.
Too easy, right? Do you have a secondary radio?
Yeah, just run a handheld as well. Obviously if you're winching or whatever, even trying to point another vehicle through a certain line.
Your lighting, how many lights you got, and just running through it top to bottom. Do you like them, and do you get to camp a lot in the dark?
Yeah, getting to camp in the dark, it happens quite often. Got the Terralume spotlights on the front bar, and then the 42-inch light bar on the roof. It works really well actually. It's a really good lighting combo.
How's the headlights on that?
Yeah, headlights are really good on the nav. They're HID, they come standard, and then plus you got the fog lights as well built into
The Rhino bar, so yeah, that lights up the bottom of the road quite nicely.
interior. This is the N Sport version, so it comes with leather seats, sat nav, all that kind of deal. It's actually finished off quite nicely in interior. So that module that we spoke about earlier under the bonnet, this is the actual switch panel down here. It's an 8-gang unit. You run your positive and negative straight to that module, and then your switches are right here. It actually works quite well.
Mick's going to take us through the engine bay. He's going to tell us if there's any lag, what the engine's like. Over to you, mate.
Well, mate, not much aftermarket in here. I've just got a Provent catch can, secondary fuel filter. Comes factory with your standard hot pipe leak from the turbo. So that's on every nav, just a known issue with them. Put aftermarket struts on, bonnet struts. It normally just has a stick. Razzler Engineering stainless steel snorkel. Diff breathers, front diff, rear diff, transfer, and the gearbox. They're all labelled, so nice and easy. This here is the module for all the switch paneling inside. Runs all my lights, spotties and light bar and stuff like that. The winch isolator, plastic key that you put in there and twist, that'll power up the winch. Performance wise, doesn't go too bad off the shelf. I've got the 3-inch King Brown DPF back exhaust. Probably down the track I'd get a tune. Might even do, yeah, like a front mount intercooler as well.
Fuel economy, what are you getting?
I'm getting about 10, 11, 10 and a halves.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's actually, we've got a mate with an auto nav as well, and he's sitting around 12, 12 and a half. So,
similar mods?
Yeah, basically, yeah. Just no tray. He's got canopy, but he's got a lot of weight in the back and stuff. So.
Okay. What do you get from stock, like fuel economy wise?
Yeah, it's around 10s. Yeah, like I remember road tyres and stuff when it was brand new. That was really good on fuel.
Oh, so it hasn't changed much?
Not much, yeah. Fuel range, I get probably 600 to a tank. We are running bigger tyres as well, so.
And you're sitting on stock tank then?
Yeah, stock tank for now.
This is episode 107 Q&A rapid fire. So we changed it up, as we do. We change things up. You have to answer these questions very quick. Beach or bush?
Bush.
Why?
I like the bush. No, it just heaps more variety, I guess.
I can see a few comments down there, maybe not relating to the bush we're talking about. The journey or the destination?
I'd say probably the journey.
Your 3 top mods, and you're not allowed to say tyres, wheels and suspension.
Okay, this is a tricky one. Probably go travel buddy, because that's, you can cook your food. Fridge, keep the beers cold. Probably comms and lights.
Why did you choose a D23?
The main thing was coil rear end. Price, back when I was apprentice. They do look good. I reckon they're probably the nicest looking dual cab out there. Obviously, now you got the newer models and stuff, but yeah, that's probably the main reason.
Does this vehicle have a locker at all, or some kind of assistance?
Yes, it does. It comes factory with a rear locker. Down the track, probably will put a front locker in it as well.
I understand you had a tub before, and now you got a tray. Why is that?
Practicality, more user friendly, changes, everything's out of the weather. Everything's sort of indoors.
You are a swag man, but if you had the option, would you go a rooftop or something else?
Definitely rooftop. On the old tub setup, I did have a rooftop on there. Just trying to work out how to remount a rooftop back to it. And then, there'll be another rooftop back on.
Favourite YouTuber?
Oh, it would have to be hard not to say you, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Wow, I'm blushing.
Looks like definitely a few good ones out there. Yeah, there's... And...
You're not going to cull those names out anyway, right?
Well, that's it.
4x4 Brothers. So where can we see more of this vehicle? Show us your sleeve. That says a lot.
Instagram, Facebook and YouTube. Obviously 4x4 Brothers.
Obviously, mainly stay on YouTube because otherwise YouTube doesn't like you jumping off. So do that later on.
Exactly right. So check us out on there and you'll see what we get up to.
And don't forget, folks, this episode was sponsored by the Terrain Tamer e-store. So if you need any parts for a cool vehicle like this one, check them out because they'll probably have what you need. And thank you very much, Mick, for bringing a car.
No worries at all, mate. Thank you.
No worries. See you guys next week.